Today's an exciting one because we are spraying the last of our pre's with the new to us Fast 9524T sprayer. I got to spray about 80-90 acres with it here this morning. I didn't want to get the video camera out. I was practicing and learning how to use it. And so far, I absolutely love it. My dad's been spraying with it for a couple weeks, and we've had a few issues, which I'll go through here in a little bit. Most of them were self-induced because we just didn't know what we were doing. But this is a super cool rig. I got some super cool drone footage coming. It's gonna be a good video. So my brother just got done finishing a tank. We don't really have the filled port right where we want it yet, so we gotta fold it up to get it close to the truck. But neither of us have ever really sprayed before, other than fungicide on corn. So this is kind of a new experience for both of us. I did the first 90 acres of this field, and I absolutely loved it. So we'll see what he has to say about it here. Before we get to post, I'd like to extend the fill nozzle up to the front of the tractor, so all we have to do is drive straight into it. What do you think of it first time?
Liked it.
Yeah, I did too. It's kind of nice. I don't know. I mean, how fast are you going?
12.5.
I was going 15 at one point.
I've never driven a sprayer before, to be honest with you. So
I mean, I haven't either.
Not,
but
besides the high boys and driving the deer once.
Yep.
I didn't know what to really expect, but I thought the boom control was awesome.
Yeah, the NORAC. I know. So this has a NORAC boom control. I know he said that all the new ones are coming with like a new Raven system they just came out with, which he thinks is better yet, but I've been pretty impressed with the NORAC. You do have to slow down quite a bit going through ravines, but
He said that he thought this NORAC, just riding along, he thought it was doing just as good of a job as the Raven.
the old Raven.
The old Raven.
There's a new Raven system he thinks is a little bit better, but yeah. All right, let's get it filled up. And then, can I spray the rest of the field then?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, what's really cool is this is a 440 acre field, and we only have to fill up 2 times. We filled up once before we started and once right now. And we're only gonna fill it up to 2,200 gallons, and that'll be enough to do another 40 after this. So having that big tank is so nice, so nice. When I was flying the drone, I went and buzzed Darren too.
Yeah?
I got like within 20 foot.
He called me.
Did he?
Yeah.
I got within 20 foot of his cab.
I didn't answer it.
Well, I don't even think he has my phone number, so. Our neighbors that we're really good friends with, they're spraying right across the street. So I had to go, I took the drone footage prior to me getting in it, and I had to buzz him too. He's right over there. So I don't have a ton of experience spraying. I'm gonna admit that right away. So I'm not gonna make like a likes and dislikes video or anything like that. That's not what this video is, because I don't have much experience spraying, and this is the first day I've ever sprayed with this. So I feel like I'm not qualified to share that information yet. That's definitely coming at the end of the year for sure. But at the current moment, not quite there yet. But what I am going to do is just show you how this thing works, how I run it, all the monitors and everything, and then just a few of the things that I've noticed here as I've started to spray. And there's some sweet drone footage coming, so make sure you stay tuned for that. 2,400 gallon tank. I've only done 100 acres with it. I don't ever want to go back. I mean, I'm used to spraying with a high boy with 300 gallon tanks, and you make, what, 3 or 4 rounds, and now you're refilling? Not with this. This, especially in pre's, where we're doing 10 gallons per acre, you do 240 acres, and then you refill. So even though this is like a 440 acre field, we only have to refill we have to fill before we get here, and then you have to refill once during the field. Super nice, love that. The tracks do an incredible job. They move back there, like the bogies are constantly jumping up and down and moving and flexing, which is what you want. You want that track to be flexible. Really like that. And you don't even know, like, the sprayer doesn't pull any different when it's 2,400 gallons or 0 gallons. And it pulls very smooth. Part of that's probably the tractor too, but the tracks makes a really, really nice spraying system. Not as smooth as a self-propelled was, but we're also doing like a third of the compaction or something like that. So that's a little sacrifice I'm willing to make. A little bit of ride quality for a lot less compaction. The one thing that I'm really having to get used to here is turning around a 120-foot sprayer and 120-foot of Endros. It's a little tricky. I've learned that I have to start turning before I get to the end, turn off the boom, find my sprayer track, count over 2 planter passes, start turning into it, engage auto steer, turn the boom back on, and there it starts spraying. That was a pretty smooth one, actually. That was probably one of my better ones. Since I last filled up a few minutes ago, I'm already at 131 acres. I wish planting went this fast. That's incredible. I still have 890 gallons left in the tank, and we didn't even fill it up all the way.
Somewhere between the edge of being alive and feeling dead. This picture of us here, it's just like a rearview mirror right before the crash. Man, I hate this old love song, but I'm the fool who turns it on like it can change the past. I'm not sinking in the whiskey, sipping on our history. It's a whole lot worse than that. Since you went away, I got one foot in the grave. Somewhere between the edge of being alive and feeling dead. Living like this makes dying less scary. Digging up bones, better left buried. Kicking them stones in love's cemetery. Well, I said it's not the end, and I swore I'd get you back again, but now I can't believe that he and you said I do. I wasn't there watching you, but a chill came over me when that preacher man spoke that prayer. I swear I felt it in the air, and my soul started sinking deep. Since you went away, I got one foot in the grave. Somewhere between the edge of being alive and feeling dead. Living like this makes dying less scary. Digging up bones, better left buried. Kicking them stones in love's cemetery. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. My head's full of memories that pine box won't shut. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. A nail in the coffin of what's left of us. Since you went away, well, I got one foot in the grave. Somewhere between the edge of being alive and feeling dead. Since you went away, I got one foot in the grave. Somewhere between the edge of being alive and feeling dead. Living like this makes dying less scary. Digging up bones, better left buried. Kicking them stones in love's cemetery. Love cemetery. Love cemetery.
So we didn't really show this part of the sprayer in the last video I made of it when we first got it, but I stole the extended monitor out of the planter since I'm not planting at the moment. This will be going back in the planter once we get doing organic corn and soybeans here. But this is the main screen right here that I watch. So we have a capstan PWM pulsing nozzle system on this sprayer. First of all, I'm going to say this. First time using a PWM system, and there's been a couple of things I noticed right off the bat that I absolutely love. And I'll get into that here in a little bit. But this is the main screen. Now, I've been talking with some capstan people, and they are going to be doing a refresh on the screen, making it a little bit more user-friendly. I got to see like the prototype of the new layout, and I really like it. This ain't bad, but the new layout that's coming looks way more user-friendly and just more intuitive to use. But this big graph right here in the middle that's kind of moving up and down, that is keeping track of my duty cycles. And I'm going to do a bad job of explaining it, but basically what a duty cycle is the capacity that the nozzle has while it's pulsing. So, section control going to turn on? Yes, it is. Individual section control of pulsing nozzles. I really like that too. Individual nozzles turn off. But a duty cycle is the capacity of that nozzle. So basically what it's saying is right now, spraying 10 gallons per acre at 35 psi, going 12.2 miles per hour. I am using up roughly 70 to 75% of the capacity of that nozzle. Now you want to keep that from this. I just learned this part in college. You want to keep that around 80%. So if you have to make a turn, the turn compensation can work, and that outside boom can spray a little heavier than the inside boom. So if you have this maxed out going straight, the second you turn, it's gonna overload one of those PWM nozzles and just turn it to straight broadcast like a conventional sprayer. But if you run it around 80%, then you can turn and have that turn compensation work. So then this up here, that's gallons per acre. So you can set your gallons per acre. You have an R1 and R2. So you can kind of switch it on the fly there. Your miles per hour. And then if you're sitting still in the yard and you want to test spray, you can click on that and you have a test speed right there. That's where you set your PSI. This is where you turn your pump on. And then if you want to use the app to check individual nozzles behind the sprayer, that's where you turn that on. This is just how many acres I've sprayed and how many gallons are in the tank. This is just my tip size selection down here at the bottom. And then this little circle button with the arrows in it, that is turning boom recirculation on and off. So right now I got it set to auto delay of 30 seconds. So 30 seconds after I get done spraying, if the boom doesn't start spraying again, it will start recirculating chemical. So that way, when I'm turning around in the end rows, it's not constantly recirculating. But if I have to stop and check on something or pick something up out of the field, I can just stop it, and then after 30 seconds, it'll start recirculating the chemical in that boom, so that way it's charged and ready to go for when I start moving again. A couple other screens here too. This is the steerable hitch. Steerable hitch has been working absolutely fantastic. We did have a solenoid blowout on it, but Fast came out the next morning, fixed it, and it's working great ever since. I have some drone footage coming up here in a bit, and I got a video of my brother turning around on the end. Watch that track on that sprayer follow the track of the tractor perfectly. I mean, you're only making 2 lines through the crop rather than 4, like on our self-propelled sprayer. So we got that. We got yaw control. I have been super impressed with that. I have taken, when I was doing the headlands here for the first time ever, I took some corners pretty fast. And if I would have done the same thing in our John Deere sprayer, that boom would have just been flopping out there. It is incredible how well Fast and Raven work together to make this yaw control system. It's amazing how steady that boom is. You can whip a corner and that boom is rock solid out there. So that's controlled here. This is the NORAD height control sensor. Just ran over a rock or something, but the boom didn't hit the ground. So NORAD's been working pretty dang good. And then we're back to this, and I have my map up there. And these over here are some physical switches. So he gave me the option to either have a foot control or a flip switch right here to turn off the master boom controls. And I chose the switch over here on the side because I'm used to running the high boy of Raven 440. So I'm used to reaching over and hitting the switch anyway. So that red switch is a master, and then if I want to, I can turn off 6 sections but I'm not really going to use that much because we have individual nozzle controls, so really no need there. And then this is just to electronically control the valve, so if I want to turn off agitation, or I want to switch from my main tank to my rinse tank, or rinse out my main tank, that's all done on this top switchboard right here. And then lastly, we got this little box down here, and this is just the boom fold control, and then like the tilt of the boom and stuff like that. I hardly ever touch it in the field, it seems like. The NORAC does a good enough job, but if you needed to like tilt up a boom because you're afraid you're going to hit a fence post or something, that's done right here. In the future, they are going to try and work on an auto fold or easy fold function, so all you got to do is hit a button and the boom will unfold and fold itself. They haven't quite got that dialed out yet, so I still got the manual boom fold controls, but it's so easy, it's not that big of a deal. There are a couple of issues that we have noticed in a little bit that we sprayed with it here. The float in the tank is not as accurate as we would like it. We're just gonna put a flow meter on there and call it a day. Pretty easy fix there. Secondly, this is a cap stand issue. This is a software bug. But the section control, if you turn off section control and then you drive over something that you've already sprayed, it will shut the boom off anyways. It seems to ignore section control. The capstan knows about it. We've been talking to them about it. They are working on a fix as we speak. But there is like a little workaround in my gallons per acre page when I first turn on the tractor. If I double click the purge button, it fixes it. So it's just something, just like a little 3-second thing I gotta do when I first get the tractor, and you just gotta remember to do it. But a fix is coming for that. Oh shoot, I'm leaving a little bit of a gap. That's okay. I got tracks. I can go over it again. My auto path ain't gonna work over here though, but that's okay. I'll just follow this planter track right here. And still spraying. Now it's not. Sweet. Done with this field. Only took a quarter of the amount of time that it took to plant it. Okay, fold it up. No highline post above me. In the last video, a lot of people said watch out for highlines because the sprayer folds like this, not like this, like most sprayers do. And obviously, look out for highlines is a good idea because it has happened before. People have hit highlines. But my dad was asking Fast why they made it the way they did, why they had to make it fold like that. And apparently, when it folds like this, they're able to make the boom way stronger than if it folds like this. Which, if you really think about like the forces that are pulling on it, that makes a lot of sense. And I'd rather have a stronger boom that I just got to be careful about than have a weaker boom that I can unfold anywhere. Okay, outer folds in. The nice part is I can keep the pump on and keep the tank agitating and keep the boom. Oh, what's it called? I already forgot now. I can keep the boom recirculating while I'm driving down the road. I mean, I only got a mile to go to the 40 and then we're done with pre's for the year, but there's no high lines here. I'm free to unfold. Okay. Auto steer engaged. That looks pretty dang good. Now here's what I like about this PWM system. Okay. Put it in 6th gear. I have my field selected. My rate and everything is still good, right? Correct. My pump's on. Agitation's on. I start the sprayer, but I'm not moving, so it doesn't start doing anything. I start moving forward, start spraying. And I'm going 4 miles per hour. It's spraying, and then I can speed up. And at still sprays. I don't have to build up speed to build up pressure. It just starts working. And now with auto path, doing a headland, I don't have to steer. Wow, that yaw control's incredible. Back her up. There we go. Start the sprayer. Start spraying. Oh, I love that. Get my auto path line. There we go. Good to go. I mean, just look at that nozzle out there. Incredible. I don't know how many acres we had, or how many gallons we had left, but the last pass and a half said 0, and it kept spraying. I mean, we can't have many gallons left at all. I guess we have 56 left. Okay, a little more than I thought. We forgot to reset the counter in the cab for a while, and then it was a whole deal, but there we go. Done with pre's for 2023. It's about to rain. The sky looks absolutely gorgeous. The tractor, yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen this in the field yet since we redid it. This is a tractor we got from Canada. The ceramic coat and the new painted rims looks incredible. Looks like a brand new tractor. And then we also put these little dirt flippers in here too to try and keep the inside of this rim from the dirt from scraping all the paint off. But I would say that is a very, very cool looking combo. The yellow on the fast sprayer looks really nice too. So now that I'm done, I don't really need to hurry. I was going to show you guys, we had another really big problem with the sprayer that ended up being my fault. So the right boom would only work when the left boom was working. We couldn't figure it out. What it ended up being was I accidentally turned this valve off and forgot to turn it back on. So because this is a recirculating boom, the way it's plumbed, when the left side is getting liquid, so is the right side. So we had this issue where our right boom would be over stuff that wasn't covered yet, and it wouldn't spray. And it ended up being the fact that I was stupid and forgot to open the valve up. That was something we fought for about a week. But it's one of those things, because in my head I was like, well, the right side still sprays, so the valve must be turned on, but because it's a recirculating boom, that's only the case 50% of the time. So a little nugget of information that I won't forget forever.